about Joe Cronin. Like, I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone. And he's a very shock jock or whatever. But I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and yeah, I could care less about him, dude.
This is the Epic Voice Guy. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Like how I take a sip of ginger ale, like it makes a difference. You know, like I feel like on these things, everybody always takes a drink like it makes them cool. You ever do that? You ever be looking at somebody and you're like, yeah, it's cool, but like they're thirsty? But I don't think that way. I think like that they're going for the cup to look cool. Like they feel awkward, so they're like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. And you're just like, I don't think you just needed a drink just now. I think you're just being a dickhead. Anyway, I don't know. Man, it's hard to believe, shit, that I've been doing this for fucking 70 years. You know, I hit 55 million views total, the other day. And I had some guy call me earlier. He commented on the video. He's like, dude, you suck. I hate when new people get on YouTube and start making videos. Like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? I've been here forever. You dumb. I've been here longer than many of the people that you may even know about that I knew before you. Fuck you. Humble brag. So anyway, Drake is I don't know, man. This is a really weird one. I don't know what to say about this. You know, I mean, you know, friendship with that chick from the Stranger Things, the little girl. She seems like she's older. That's one of the issues. Like, she looks like she could be 16 or something. Not that that's much older than 14. What's her name? Like Miley Bobby Brown or Millie Bobby? I don't know. I don't even know how to pronounce her name, but I just know Bobby Brown because, you know, we all know Bobby Brown. Drake talking to 31-year-old Drake. Shit, Drake's 31 and I'm 34. You kidding me? I'm older than Drake. She goes, I met him in Australia and honestly so fantastic. You know, we texted each other the other day. I miss you more. You know, I mean, you know, for years, you know, people have had like older brother type of relationships with people where they're like, you know, you're kind of like my older brother. I miss you, old like friend. Yeah, but it's like I can see how people would think that this is grooming. Obviously, it's kind of weird. And in this day and age, unfortunately, you know, I'm out on this type of deal. I'm not doing this. I'm not texting some kid being like, I'm gonna miss you a lot. I'd be terrified. You know, like, especially even if like you just like thought of them as like a close friend or a kid of yours or something, you know, I would just be terrified to go anywhere near that. I'd be scared of kids. You know, I have 3 kids, so I'm not scared of kids, and I don't need to start becoming friends with a kid somewhere because I have 3 kids I got to take care of. I'm their father, so it's not a big thing. But lots of people are freaking out on the internet. They're going nuts. Very weird. It's a role model thing, they say. Brown, who also said she'll be seeing Drake when he tours, you know, things like that. But Twitter found it troubling, disturbing. This all come from Yahoo Entertainment website. But take a look at these tweets, man. When I found out Drake 31 is texting, whatever, like they got to set the whole thing up. That's probably a meme or something we don't know about. Drake obviously grooming. No 30-something-year-old man should be in a 14-year-old girl's text message giving her dating advice. That's weird. That is weird, man. I mean, you could... I don't know, though. Like, I guess if they're friends, whatever. I mean, what are you gonna do? Would you catch these people in the act? Is that what we gotta do? Because how are you... Or, I mean, what point do the messages become enough to be like, this is weird, right? I don't know. Kind of weird. Kind of bizarre. And with what's going on in Hollywood and all that stuff, who the hell knows? What do you guys think? Is it time to go, like, is it time to send the mobs after Drake? Or is this all BS and whatever and who cares? You know, I don't know. You guys would have to let me know. I'm not really sure. Going back to the whole H3H3 thing, like, you know, unfortunately my other video comes off very singular. you don't know that I've been talking about, you know, I've been talking about a lot of things for a lot of years. The minute that H3 decided to do a podcast, now I've been doing podcasts for 10 years. So when H3H3 decided to do a podcast, I was like, cool, man. He's going to get a lot of views. He's going to do really well. I mean, dude, this guy has had some amazing celebrities on here. I have never seen the critique, man. I love that the video is filled with just people shitting on me for so many different reasons and different things. That, like, if I switched around what I did, it wouldn't matter because they would all just flip. Like, the comments would flip, right? Like, so one guy's like, you know, you're not funny either, you fucking idiot. And then other people are like, you don't even seem like you know who Bill Burr is or who H3H3 is. And then other people are like, you clearly only know Bill Burr and don't know H3. Don't know Ethan. And you clearly don't know about Gila's father dying and all these things. It's like, dude, I know about everything. I'm aware of all of this. All I do is listen to podcasts, listen to radio my entire life. That's what I do. This is all I do. You know, if I'm talking about this guy, it may not have been conveyed very well in the videos. I'll admit that. I've been going on sleep for 40 hours, something like that. But, dude, I even had people being like, you admitted in this video to not caring about your kids and working and never seeing them or something and doing YouTube over your kids. It's like, dude, what are you, stupid? I'm in my own house with my kids all day. Like, if I take 4 hours out of the day to do YouTube videos, and then I take 4 hours more out of the day to edit and to research, and in total I do 8 hours of work, that leaves a lot of the day open to see my kids. Like, actually, when I worked at my other job, my full-time job, and then did this part-time, I didn't see them either, but not because I was doing YouTube, but because I was going to work in customer service. And when I get up in the morning, they're not awake yet. And when I come home, they're in bed, except for one, the older one. I said that in the video, and some guy still was like, you admitted you ignore your kids for YouTube. Dude, what the fuck were you listening to? What the fuck were you listening to? Now, there's some criticisms in the damn thing that make sense, but what the fuck is that? I have no idea. Anyway, on my other channel, on Joe Cronin Show on YouTube, you know, I clearly wanted to get away from sports. And unfortunately, I named that channel Joe Cronin Show. I wish I named it Sports World or something like that. You know, well, no, that would have been a dumbass name, but you know what I mean. Whatever. Sports Cock, whatever you want to call it. Sports World, Sports Land. I don't know. Make something up. And, you know, I'm glad that we started putting content out over here on Corrupted because, you know, over here on Corrupted, we can at least just do whatever and not have to talk only sports, only pro wrestling, or only whatever the case it is. Obviously, Monetize This is going to stay over there, and it's been on YouTube now for friggin' 6 years, man. It's funny because I played that opening intro, the music intro, with a little bit of different stuff. I added KEEMSTAR's vocals over it there. And he just, it's just so funny how butthurt that guy is. It's almost unbelievable. He's so mad. Dude, he's so mad at Tommy, my former co-host, Tommy. See, he's so mad at Tommy that he just, like, just hates me. It's the funniest thing. Goes around saying all this goofy shit, taking my stuff out of context. But I'm used to that at this point. But yeah, people were saying I was disparaging H3. It's like ridiculous. The guy's like 800 friggin' like I don't know, 30,000 people are watching him live or something. Like Joe Rogan's type of numbers almost. Not quite the same, but you know. And then people are like, oh, you think he's as good as Joe Rogan, you idiot? It's like, no, dude, I didn't say he was as good as Joe Rogan. I said that he had Joe Rogan-like numbers. He's got one of the biggest podcasts there is. You know what I mean? He's right in the wheelhouse, kind of what Joe Rogan does when you look at his numbers. Almost all the videos, you know, almost get 1 million views. He's right there, man. He's got a high amount of views. I don't know, man. People are just so disconnected and weird. Look at all the people he's had on, man. He's had amazing people on this show. It's like, why would I be disparaging him? This dude is rocking it, you know? And I'm not trying to backstep or like cover shit up. You can go back and watch all my videos over the past years where I praise Ethan and I praise H3, you know? It was interesting to talk about one podcast that was a little weird, you know? And by the way, if you look at the goddamn comment section of that podcast, like half the people, if not more, are all saying the same shit. So I didn't just make this shit up out of nowhere. I thought it, saw the comments, and we talked about it. Now we're beating the shit out of one subject. We're milking the YouTube algorithm here, talking about this H3H3 thing again. I don't know why I'm doing it. We could talk about Star Wars. Somebody wanted me to talk about Star Wars. That can be done if you really want. I don't know. There's a lot of shit to talk about. This Drake thing just happens to be fire right now because people are pissed and they think he's grooming this little girl. You know, you'd have to show me more proof. It is weird a little bit. I mean, but, you know, I've always been, like, when I was a kid, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. You're even afraid to talk about kids. Like, that's how fucked up everything is. Like, some people are, like, running a child pedo ring, it feels like, and they get away with it. And then other people, like, mention a kid and like, oh, my God, he's a pedo or whatever. Or whatever it is. So it's like you don't even want to go near it. With all the weird shit that goes on in Hollywood and the weird shit that goes on everywhere with these things and religion and sex and kids and, dude, it is weird. This shit is weird. So I don't know, man. Get on it, Ashton Kutcher. Wasn't he, like, exposing people on something? By the way, that didn't get enough exposure because I don't even know what it is. And I should know. And I didn't even watch that. But yeah, man, so I wasn't bashing him at all, man. Man. I was just going into it, you know, but fuck it, you know what I mean? If you want to go there, I'll go there, man. I'll get in the ring, man, if you want to fight. We can go for it. I've been through hell and back on this YouTube shit. You know, we can do it. We just did Final Frontier News on Patreon. I did Morning Madness on Patreon. There you go. There's the cool sip again. Yo, did you guys know that Fuslietube wants to kill himself? Isn't that weird? Or at least he said it. Remember this? Yo, what's up? It's me, Fuslietube. Yo, hey Fuzi, what's up? A little bit. Shit hey. Fuslietube, I wanna kill myself. I'm Fuslietube, I wanna kill myself. I'm Fuslietube, I wanna kill myself. Yo, KEEMSTAR made me wanna kill myself. I'm Fuslietube, I wanna kill myself. I'm Fuslietube, I wanna. I'm Fuslietube, I wanna kill myself. Kill myself. Kill myself. Been thinking about it a lot. Whole life gone to hell. I think I'll lay here and smoke some pot until I rot. Suicidal, bipolar, crazy up in here. Oh, I forgot some whacked up shit I draw in my own hair. He did draw in his own hair, didn't he? What is he the guy that drew in his own hair? I don't even know. I think he was though, dude. I think he was the guy that drew on his own hair. Speaking of rapping, somebody left me a rap a couple weeks back, and some of you guys may have heard it, but yeah, this is definitely gold right here, man. This is the shit. I'm down with this one. Dude, KEEMSTAR would be amazed by this one.
Fuck my ass. I just creamed. I just steamed. I'm shooting a laser beam.
Wow.
I just shit my fucking pants.
Wow, man, that's wild stuff right there. That's gonna get you it's gonna get you a Grammy. Hey, did you guys hear about the Emmys the other day? They did the whole, like, they came out and, like, and I don't even know if we can show it. I've seen lots of people showing it on YouTube, but they came out and they were like, oh, diversity. And they were, like, singing about diversity and shit. And they were like, oh, so diverse and get diversity and everything. And then Ricky Martin was like, yeah, this song is still too white. So then they, like, changed it up a little bit and had a little Latino or, like, a Latin flair to it or whatever. That was kind of funny. And then, like, some dude came down from the moon, and he was like, do you have room for a white guy? And then they were like, no, get out of here. And then he got out of there. And it's like, dude, like, why would you do that, man? You're doing a song about diversity. And you know, and I get that it's supposed to be a joke. Isn't it the Emmys, though? And it's like, you're doing a thing about diversity, and then you crap on the white dude. It's like, don't you get this is what all these racist guys around the country, the group, the small group of racist, like, dudes who are like Trump supporters who have gone like really hardcore, like, this is what they are gonna see, and they're gonna be like, see, they're trying to kill us. Like, it's like they're gonna think like you're alienating them. You're gonna make people that are normally good, you know, nice people, or like that were borderline, they're gonna freak out, and they're gonna think, I'm under attack here. You know, why am I under attack? Or why is this attack on me? You know, why do you need to punch the guy in the dick also? Why can't you just go ahead and have the diversity song with at least one white guy who's straight? You know what I mean? It's always, why would you exclude him? I don't understand it. It's like in Ghostbusters. Okay, all women, that's fine. But why are all the guys the bad guys? And why do all the guys either die or the bad guys? And then at the end, we got to shoot the ghost in the dick? Do we really have to? I mean, like, you took a franchise that was loved by men and loved by women as well, but little boys really love being Ghostbusters. Little girls did too. But when I ask around, it tends to be that more males like Ghostbusters than females. Whenever I talk to people, there's been plenty of girls. I've been like Ghostbusters, and they'll be like, "Oh, I thought that was stupid," or "I didn't really care." It's just the comedy sort of tilted a little bit towards more towards men. But the women in the movie were very strong, like Sigourney Weaver, and the women were strong. They were well represented in that movie. Even Sigourney Weaver's character is like, dude, Peter Venkman's kind of a douche guy, so I don't end up being with him, you know, basically. You know, so it's like, but in the all-woman one, it's like, let's shit on guys and the whole movie and try to cringe out guys and then shoot the ghost in the dick. Like, what is going on, man? Like, can we just... Like, don't do that, man. If you want to get your point across, have 4 strong, smart women be the Ghostbusters. I mean, honestly, what you should have done was had, 3 men and 1 woman, and, you could have had a black guy, 2 white guys, and maybe a black girl or a black woman or whatever. Or, I don't know. Like, I don't even care if you have a gay Ghostbuster if you want to do diversity. But it's like, you had all 4 women, and then you crapped on guys at the same time, which... People are already kind of shocked of your choice of what you're doing. But anybody who went to the theater like, you know what? It's definitely different, but I still have my old Ghostbusters, so let's go give this new one a chance. Let's go ahead and give it a chance. And then you get in the theater, and you're just like, if I was in Ghostbusters, I'd be a Nimrod. You know what I mean? Because... I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. You probably will, I'm sure. What's up to everybody, though? Shout out to everybody who was here for the Corrupted podcast last Saturday. Another one coming up this week. This week it's going to be Filthy, me, and Ken. And the week after that, it's going to be, I believe, Ken, me, and Justin Bailey will be back. And perhaps Filthy back as well. So we might do a super show. Super podcast, if you want to call it that. And that's about it, man. Somebody asked me about... What else did somebody ask me about? Shit. I usually do a lot of these type shows on the Patreon, but I figured we'd do a little bit more of them on YouTube because... But somebody asked me about what's up with KEEMSTAR and the issue there, and there's no real issue. It's like the guy misunderstands me like crazy. The dude's like butthurt. I don't know why he said that. I haven't heard the sound clip of it. Of what he said. I guess he was saying something about I was like I don't know what he said. He said something besides the one in the clip I play at the beginning of the show is different. He said something other bullshit. He's just mad because my former co-host burned him, and he wanted me to give him dirt on my former co-host, which I don't really have the type of dirt that's there's no dirt really. I mean, I can tell you what he did to me, and he can tell you what he did to me, and I can tell you what I did to him. But other than that, I mean, I suppose there's stuff, like, if he had known about a while ago, he could have asked me. And I guess he's butthurt about the fact that I never gave up the dirt on my former co-host or whatever. And they're always in a thing. My former co-host is always in a thing with everybody, too. But everybody's in some kind of shit with everybody all the time. I don't know what to say about it. I don't care about the stuff. Someone asked me about Star Wars. Dude, I can't even think about Star Wars right now. I have no idea. My head would explode. My head would explode when it comes to Star Wars. I can't even do that. I can't even begin to start thinking about that. I didn't even watch Solo. I didn't even watch the movie. I saw the Captain Marvel trailer. I thought that looked pretty good. I'm into that. Captain Marvel looked cool to me. I hope it's a good movie. I think it's gonna be. I think it looks good. If it's not, I saw some people saying, "Oh, the trailer's kind of bland or whatever." I don't know. I thought it was pretty exciting. I mean, part of it was the music. They used some really good, a really intense score to build the thing, and I appreciated that. But that's about everything I wanted to say at this point. More to come tomorrow as usual. We'll cut up some stuff from the other day's podcasts. As always, you can reach me on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. You can reach me here on Corrupted at youtube.com/Corrupted Podcast. And you can get the 30 hours of bonus content a month on Patreon and support what I do here. We got the After Dark podcast, me and Jesse, the Jake and Joe podcast, and me and Jake, the Corrupted podcast, and my Morning Madness episodes are up on there as well. And there you go, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. I am banned for life on Twitter, so there is no Joe Cronin Twitter anymore. I'm banned. All the Twitter accounts that say Joe Cronin's dick and Joe Cronin's mother and things like that, those are all made-up accounts, obviously. I do not have one. I'm banned for life on Twitter. The only way that I'm able to tweet is by being involved with the Corrupted Twitter account, so I still have access to that. So if you guys want to hit me up on Twitter, it's at CorruptedPod, at CorruptedPod. Otherwise, I don't know, you got to leave it in the comments section here, or hit me up on Patreon in a message. I answer every single message on there on Patreon, and that's about it, man. You want some weird photos of me, Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show, and I think we're done.
About Joe Cronin, like I could care less.
Oh, I could care less. I'm a fucking no.
A fan.
Yo, Keemstar, when are you gonna fight me in a boxing ring, bro? Grow a pair of balls, you pussy.
Joe Cronin, like I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
Your mom is.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever. I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys that from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and yeah, I could care less about him, dude.